of faith is disturbing.
Believe it.
What's going on, Geeks? You're listening to episode 411 of the Geeks Race podcast. My name's Cody Armour. I'm here with Jonathan Nichols.
What's up?
And this week, we're geeking out about $80 video games, I guess. Superman looking at us. And Perry the Platypus. I was going to try to do different Schmert's voice, and I was like, I checked out at the last minute.
I was going to attempt it too, but no, yeah, I can't.
Yeah. It's so good. You have a whole new house. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, we got moved, and I still have to unpack. I'm basically have the labyrinth in my office right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, the recording studio is looking real good.
I can't really move. I'm actually slowly sinking into a pile of boxes as we record, but it's okay.
Yeah, we have a limited amount of time. Well, I'm really excited to talk about the Switch 2 Direct, but first, what games, what game have you been playing that you definitely totally recommend to everyone listening? That's a joke.
I mean, well, so I was really inspired by Walter White and decided to try Schedule 1 and become a drug overlord. So
I do want to point out that he did question whether or not he should talk about it, and I was like, do it, man. You know, if you don't struggle with possibly selling drugs, then, you know, the game's probably not going to impact your personal life or your spiritual life that much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what this game's rated. I'm not even sure if it has a rating. It's pretty on the front appearance. It's very kid friendly looking. It's very like Play-Doh Gumby looking characters, but there's some suggestive stuff in it. Some of the names.
It's called Schedule 1.
Yeah. Started watching a YouTuber play it, and my wife and I started laughing so hard that we both were crying watching this person play it, and so we just had to buy it, and it's good. We're slowly turning a town into a unlivable place, but you know,
An unlivable place.
yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't see an ESRB. I love it's just the verbiage, but family sharing is there
Yeah.
on Steam. It's not what they mean.
It's funny. So like you mix your product and you can make different things. So you can like put gasoline, Red Bull, like all this stuff into it.
Red Bull. Oh man.
And so like one of my products had a balding effect. And I didn't know. And so like I sold it to my landlord, Miss Ming, and she just kind of decided to blaze it right in front of me. And then all of a sudden her hair goes poof. It just falls away. And it jump scared me. I was like, what? There's another one where it makes people's head catch on fire. And so they like their head will just start blazing and they'll just walk around. It'll just see like smokestacks like up in the air around the town. Yeah, it's a good time.
It looks really ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid, but it's fun.
That's awesome.
Also has one of the best game soundtracks. It has no right to have good music because it's such a cheaply made game, and that's like the one thing they spend all their money on. That and the actual mechanics of making the drugs is super thought out, which blows my mind. But
we just couldn't get anyone to finance them, so they just did what they could.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually have a disclaimer that says when you start the game, it says, we don't condone doing drugs, making drugs, or selling drugs. The recipes in the game are all fake. And if you do them, you'll die. Just don't do drugs. And that's...
Yeah, there you go.
So...
I've been playing a very different game. Been playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. For whatever reason, I just kind of go through PlayStation sometimes and see what's available for my, PS Plus subscription. And Rift Apart was one of them. If you like the Ratchet and Clank games, you're going to like Rift Apart. It's really interesting because I don't remember it doing super well. I think people kind of were like, it's okay. it's an alright game. It's nothing like revolutionary. And I don't think it was trying to be revolutionary. I think it was just trying to be another Ratchet and Clank game. It's like, remember those games
Yeah.
you used to love? Here's the next one. And I enjoy that specifically because there's not a lot of like good 3D platformers these days. And that's what Ratchet and Clank was, 3D platformer with guns. It's great. Um, my two hiccups with it. One, there's stuff that looks like it should be like climbable,
Yeah.
and just let me climb on things. But there'll be invisible walls, like feet away from the stuff you should be climbing. It drives me nuts. And then like you can wall jump kind of, so you'll like slide off this like glass wall that's in front of the scenery that you're trying to get to.
Yeah, you can't jump on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2025. I guess 2024, 2023. I don't remember when this game was made, but uh new enough that I should have not have invisible walls.
Yeah. So I didn't realize how many old Ratchet and Clank games they made until
Hmm.
my wife started she played the remake of the very first one they did.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, this is great." And then of course we had to buy this game, The Rift Apart, when it came out. And then we started
Hmm.
looking at PlayStation Plus, and it was like, man, there's like 30. Not really, but there's a lot. I think I
Oh
stopped at
yeah,
Up Your Arsenal or Up Your Arsenal.
yeah.
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 So,
I played I think probably the first two or three.
okay.
I think Up Your Arsenal is one that I played. It's been a long time. I'm also realizing that I don't play these games for the plot, which I kind of knew, but I'm able to tell the jokes that are in the game to my wife pretty frequently without context, and she's like, "Okay, haha." Uh, but she'll ask me what's actually happening in the plot of the game, and I'm like, I don't actually really know. I'm just there to shoot things. Uh,
Yeah.
like I don't want to give anything away. I'm trying to think. This is pretty obvious. It's Rift Apart. So Ratchet and Clank get separated. They get Rift Apart pretty early on in the game. And I still don't know. My wife asked me what happened that they got split up. And I know when and where they got split up, but I don't really remember why. And it's fine. It doesn't impact my experience whatsoever. That said, the game is written very hilariously. That's all of them. And I've been having a lot of fun just shooting things with ridiculous guns that turn things into plants and uh, stuff like that.
What so far, what would you rate it?
Oh, I don't know. I hate to be that guy, but 7 out of 10. Like
Mm.
it's just a Ratchet and Clank game. I don't know. I'm happy with it. It's not the best one I've played. I actually really enjoyed the remake. I platinumed the
Mhm.
remake.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I really, really enjoyed it. Visually, it's a good game. Like it looks really
Hmm.
good. But I think like it was either the second or third one of the originals was my favorite.
Yeah, that
I
makes sense.
They all blend together for me, so I honestly can't even remember which one it was.
Yeah.
Um, but
My problem is my favorite Ratchet and Clank game is Jack 2. Um, and that's for those who don't know, Jack and Daxter series is very similar to Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank just has more guns, but it's literally like a duo team shoot 'em up platformer. Um, and oddly enough, like I don't know why I enjoy Jack 2 more than Ratchet and Clank because there's way more guns and stuff, so there's a little bit more
yeah,
variety. I feel like the story mattered to me a lot more in the Jack games. But
which
no, I think too. So the maps are massive for no reason, and I'm having a hard time with that. They do give
yeah,
you an ability to kind of navigate those wide spaces a little bit better, but it feels really weird to have to travel like a literal 2 minutes in the game on a 3D platformer to get from one place to the other, and there's nothing really in that space.
yeah. Because I think the originals were a lot more linear, right? It's pretty much like you
Hmm.
dropped on a world, but it'd be a very linear, straight path, and then it would loop back at the end.
Yeah,
Which I think the
yeah.
new one it does that, but yeah, like there's just tons of open space.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I would be okay with it being kind of an open 3D area if there was just more to do in those spaces.
Mhm.
I like the reasonings for the collectibles. A lot of them will have this optional mission. I think similar to the remake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And they'll give you like pretty good reasons for why you're doing whatever you're doing in that. And that's a lot of fun. One of them is learning Lombax lore. Lombax is what Ratchet is, and I thought that was really neat. I also I love it. I love it mechanically, but it makes zero sense to me that when one like Ratchet will get a gun, and then Rivet, which is another Lombax character that you can play, uh, will also get that gun. And they
Yeah.
never explain why that is. Like Ratchet has this thing. He was like, "Oh, maybe Rivet can go this place and get us some more guns." And I was like, "You guys aren't meeting. How are you getting guns back and forth? What are you doing to like you'll upgrade?" I mentioned, the mechanic to navigate the bigger maps. Ratchet gets it, and it's very like much his device that he's getting for his situation. And then you go play as Rivet, and she has them all of a sudden. And it would be really annoying if you didn't have that. But narratively, it makes no sense whatsoever.
So this is something of interest. You said something and it made me like it had to do with the story. You said it but didn't say it to avoid spoilers, and I had to look this up. So when Insomniac they had that big server breach a couple of months back, and like the Wolverine
Okay.
game got leaked. The
Yeah,
next
yeah.
Ratchet and Clank got leaked to a certain
Hmm.
extent because it's a very small team working on it because they're all working on the Wolverine game.
That makes
Apparently,
sense.
in that data leak, they found that they're bringing back the space exploration from the originals, and
Okay.
that there's actually ship customization and building.
That could be
So
cool.
yeah, so it seems like they're trying to go more traditional route. Um,
Hmm.
go big or go home.
I had read something, and I don't know if it's true, that the team that worked on the reboot didn't have anything to do with Rift Apart, um, which that would be really interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's anything truth to that or not, but
I don't know.
um, yeah, canonically, it was really weird to go from the reboot to this game, because Nefarious was like talking about they've been fighting for years and stuff, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, that was really strange.
yeah, definitely a little bit jarring. There's characters that they expect me to know, and I'm like, I don't know
Did
who this
did you
character
watch
is.
the movie?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't
With
watched it, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
It is the game,
yeah,
literally
okay.
verbatim. But I can't remember the thing's name, but he's voiced by Sylvester Stallone in the movie,
Oh,
which
it's funny.
is very superior. Really weird because in the game they don't really try to imitate Sylvester Stallone almost at all. And I was like, oh, you could have tried. You couldn't get any impersonator to do his voice.
Um, so that reminds me, they were supposed to do because they did that movie, but they were also supposed to do a Sly Cooper movie.
Yeah, I thought that was just still in production somewhere.
I think it's stuck in purgatory.
Limbo.
Hmm.
Well, that movie didn't do very well. I think because it's literally the game. I think they probably should have made it just like.
I agree. I also think that's why they did the reboot the way they did. So it was basically a tie-in.
Hmm. I would have rathered a prequel, I guess. Well, a prequel wouldn't work because it's kind of an origin story, but a sequel to the game.
Yeah.
Um, Story with Ratchet and Clank, that would be really neat. But whatever happened to Sony Sly Cooper animated movie? That was in 2022. So yeah, it's probably gone for a bit. The animation of that movie was really good though. Um, the cutscenes now are just as good. I mean,
I know.
you can make the movie. It could be good. It was the story that was hurt. It wasn't the game.
The Sly Cooper games still hold up. I went and replayed them on PlayStation Plus last year.
I never played a Sly Cooper.
Oh, they're good. They still hold up
They
pretty
looked fun.
well.
They look like a good time. PlayStation had some really good platformers.
Yeah, it makes me sad that they have kind of moved away and everything has to be super narrative.
Yeah.
Uh, because like again, you go from the Jack Daxter games to The Last of Us. I think The Last of Us 2, which was kind of a swing and a miss for some people.
Hmm.
Um, so
I'm still holding out. I think a Banjo 3 would be. I know that's not PlayStation. That's Xbox, but I
yeah.
think that's a hidden gem that Xbox has and really should work with. I don't know if they have to be able to allow to. They have nuts and bolts, so
Mhm.
yeah, I'm sure they could if they wanted to.
Yeah, was it Rare that made that?
Mm-hmm. The Xbox one's rare now.
Yeah.
I'm sure the team is very different these days, but
Yeah, because they've been working on Sea of Thieves for like a decade as well,
yeah.
but and some
Uh,
other stuff. But
Speaking of platformers, kind of, we'll get into the Switch 2 Direct. I guess we could start backwards. We could start with the platformer. That Donkey Kong Bonanza.
yeah,
Uh, Rumored to be made by the same people as Super Mario Odyssey. Did you play All Mario Odyssey?
yeah, played it.
Great game.
Super good.
Yeah, I had that feeling that it felt a little bit like Mario Odyssey, and then IGN. They still haven't got a confirmation from what I've read, but they're pretty sure after playing it that it's the same people.
Yeah.
And that makes me so down.
Um, honestly, I think it's why they made the Switch 2 so beefy. It's got full destruction physics. Like,
Yeah.
um, there was a comparison. Was it what game was it? Oh my gosh, it's gonna bother me. Um, Red Faction.
Okay.
I think it was Gorilla, where basically like it had like full destruction physics. You could like just break the ground up, destroy all the buildings, and someone compared it to that. And I was like, "Yep, I can see that."
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Um, that was kind of their big final announcement, and I was like, this looks good. Donkey Kong's redesign. I don't hate it. It I don't care enough about Donkey Kong to hate it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks cool. I guess let's talk about the console itself. $450
Yep.
at base. As of right now, $500
With Mario Kart.
with Mario Kart. Yeah, which I know a lot of people are upset about the pricing of the console. The console price doesn't really surprise me. The $80 for a game is just a lot. And 90 if you buy it with a hard copy. I think it's $88 if you get a hard copy of a game.
Yeah. So for the price of the console, it's not bad. Um,
Yeah.
there are arguably comparable PC handhelds that have the same performance that are $200 more.
Hmm.
So like I think when the Steam Deck came out, it was around that price. And I'm pretty sure this is beefier than the first generation Steam Deck. So
And you're always paying for the Nintendo tax,
yeah.
Getting the name. They're the Apple of the gaming industry.
Yeah, so I mean, I think between the performance, I mean, they're touting 1080p handheld at 120 FPS and then
Hmm.
4K 60 FPS, but they said it could push 120 FPS depending on the game. That's pretty impressive. Like a PS5
Yeah.
and Xbox Series X struggle with that. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think for the price, I think you're getting a lot with it.
The Joy-Cons look cool. They feel a lot nicer. I haven't gotten my
Mhm.
hands on one yet, but they seem more comfortable, a little bit larger.
Yeah. They have the mouse input now.
Yeah,
So that's
I
funny.
don't know what you're gonna use that for, but sure.
Um,
And then yeah, it comes with. I haven't been excited for a Mario Kart game in a long time. I've played Mario Kart. Other people, let's go play Mario Kart. And I'll go to someone's house, play some Mario Kart. I could see putting some hours in an open world Mario Kart where I can customize everything, including my look. It's like Mario's Forza.
yeah, yeah,
We said open world, and I was like, that's crazy to do that. Uh, but I just don't know about the $80 price points.
Yeah, so I read that some of even the first party games won't be as expensive. So some of them will be uh back to $70. Like Donkey Kong, I think is a little cheaper.
Okay.
Um, but basically Nintendo's like, hey, our game has got so much in it that's worth the $80 to $90.
Yeah, it's
Nah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I understand because you wouldn't want someone buying having a Switch and then buying Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Switch and getting a free upgrade. But it's still crazy to me that you have to pay to get the Switch 2 upgrade if you already own the game. Like you should be um rewarding to your fans. Like they've already had the games, they've owned the games for years, they've loved them. You're gonna make them pay more money to upgrade.
Yeah, and I mean, on the counter argument, like some PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 games had like a $10 to $20 upgrade pack.
I
So
guess.
I get what they're coming from, but at the same time, there's not. I don't know. I feel like what they're bringing. So like for the Legend of Zelda, they're like they have a companion app now. That's like
Hmm.
basically has voiced notes on it. I believe that like adds lore to the game, but also gives you like directions to where you want to go.
Hmm.
Okay, that's cool, but that's a part of the $20 or whatever, and then or $10, sorry, and then there's upgrade in the textures. Like they did side, I think IGN did a side by side comparison, and like you could tell a big difference. Like they retextured the game, like it looks better, but
Hmm.
like I don't know, I feel like it's a free upgrade. Like I don't
Yeah, like I
like
already bought a whole console for this. Like
yeah, like I just don't see.
I spent $500 getting this console from you guys. At least give me a free upgrade for the games that I've had.
If they were like, "Hey, this includes another 100-hour DLC," then okay, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
sure, but it includes no
100
new.
hours. That would be crazy.
Yeah, they include nothing in the game. It's just like here's
Yeah.
upgraded resolution of the textures, and then it runs at 120 FPS or
Yeah.
60. I,
Especially like Tears of the Kingdom, they could have given us at least some more vehicle options. So like
mhm,
more construction parts
yep,
would have been cool.
but they said nope.
Um yeah.
But
Now if they
that
don't have to.
that particular version, the Tears of the Kingdom, I think is actually $80 for the Switch 2.
Yeah. If you buy it outright.
Yeah, and I think it's 70 for Breath of the Wild.
It's so crazy. We also got Wind Waker, correct?
Yep, but not the HD, the original.
Yeah. I don't understand. That said, I'm excited for the Switch too. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it right away as much as I like the Mario Kart idea. Um, I'm probably gonna hold off on it for a little while, but um, it's got what everyone wants: Mario Kart, Mario Party.
Yeah, and that's also got
Um,
another $25 upgrade, Mario Party.
oh, it's the
Uh
same Mario Party. I didn't realize that. I didn't
yeah.
realize it was upgradable.
So
Okay,
so if you buy it new, it's also like $80. Or if you already own it,
you had it. You can
then
upgrade it.
yeah, it's upgrade. So they add a bunch
Free
of mini
upgrades,
games.
man.
Yeah, I don't. Some people say it's greed. I don't know. I, I my concern is that I'm afraid they're going to price themselves out of the market
Yeah,
because
give a Wii
this.
U two or a Wii U situation.
Yep. Because I mean, the Switch was so popular because it was so cheap, and then there came
Hmm.
out with like the Switch Lite, and then it's like, yeah, it's still cheap, and so all
Yeah.
these kids had the Switch, so it made it like one of the best selling consoles. And then this is so expensive already, and then yeah, I just can't see parents going out and spending $800 for a few Switch games and a
Hmm.
Switch.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't dislike what they're doing game wise. The console looks great. I think the games look fun. I think the economy is just in a rough spot right now, and
Mhm.
uh
I agree.
this is it was definitely not on their part, but just a bad time I think to announce a console as well.
Yeah, because they did. Did you see they did announce the pre-orders?
Yeah,
All
the
right.
pre-orders are delayed in the
Yep.
United States due to economic issues.
Yeah.
We won't get overly political on the
No, but
podcast, but it's
yeah,
unfortunate.
it's unfortunate, and the truth is like they now because I don't want to get we don't want to get into politics, but from my understanding, they actually did move to a different country for manufacturing for some of it to avoid future
Oh wow.
issues. And then that particular company is now dealing with, or the country still is now dealing with the same thing. And so they're like, this puts us in a pickle. So yeah, so I think like some people are saying the current prices are because of that. I actually don't. I actually think that was the hardware's
Probably
priced right.
preset regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
It's
well worth
comparable,
it.
like you were saying,
Yeah.
for sure. Cool. Yeah. Let us know. Mostly the Discord. I'm trying to think of best place. I always say hashtag GGCast on Twitter. I'm not on there much. X.com. Well, we have a Discord. And the Discord can be found through our website, geekstories.com. Tell us what you think of the Discord. We have a little podcast chat thing.
Yeah.
Tell us there. And that's all I put in the gaming news. I thought that was the kind of the big deal. Talk about we can get into movies. Did you watch any movies while you were moving?
A whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you should have something on in the background of the house.
Yeah. I just put in my favorite Blu-ray of nothing.
Yeah. I watched the second part of Rwby and Justice League. Have you ever watched any Rwby?
So I have a friend that loaned me the original series on
Oh wow.
DVD, and I played the first 10 minutes and said nope, and just ejected the DVD, and then never picked it back up.
You didn't like PlayStation 1 graphics in a TV show?
Nope.
No.
And
Oh man.
yeah,
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 I watched when it came out, and I think you definitely needed to watch it when it was released because it was rough when it was released as far as the graphics go. Um, and then it's so funny because they really turned it into an art style, and it gets smoother, but it's still kind of this really choppy like art style in itself. Um, Combat scenes in the show are really well done, and the music is great. But the Rwby and Justice League was a weird thing that happened because Rooster Teeth was acquired by Warner Brothers, and they could. Um, and so the first one, we talked on the podcast last week, was about the Justice League seemingly going to the Rwby universe. And the second one is the Rwby crew going to the Justice League universe, which I was more excited about. I think like the costuming was better. It was really cool because like the Rwby characters got turned into like superheroes, and that was really neat. Um, uh, the writing is still really funny. I love just the comedy in Rwby, but the story itself and the movie itself, it's like an hour long, was really convoluted and not super interesting. I did find it crazy. They nerfed Batman. I feel like they never nerf Batman. They always nerf Superman in these type of things. Um, they put Batman on the bench. Um, have you ever noticed that the Justice League movies in general, something always happens to Superman, so he can't just like come fix everything.
yeah. Like,
He
yeah.
gets captured, or he gets brainwashed, or
I my thing is on that is it's like in the comics always do a good job with it because you can draw whatever. It's just if you're doing live action, you have to restrict it because of budget, and if you're animating, you have to restrict it because of budget. It's so like
Mhm.
they're always like, "What do we do with Superman?" Because he could just fix this sea level villain. Like he could just punch him and like it's over. And it's like, okay, well, I guess he got someone sent him a donut and had kryptonite dust on it, and so now he's like in the ICU, and now like half the Justice League trying to figure out what to do, how to cure this kryptonite dust, you know, and then they're like, well, I guess Batman will go fix it. So then Batman has to go do everything, but he's a human, so then it's like, yeah, okay, he's gonna struggle,
Yeah.
but he's
I
also
love
Batman.
Justice League War. It's one of my favorite DC movies ever made. But they do that like Superman is immediately like kidnapped and then incapacitated, and so they're fighting. Is it Darkseid, I think, or Doomsday? I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
Darkseid.
yeah.
And
Dark Side.
it's like, man, Superman was here. This would be.
Which, what's funny is this arguably would have been a better Zack Snyder's Justice League than what we got if they would just adapted this.
Just
So
League War.
yeah,
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 100% was so good. Um, People have heard this on the podcast over and over, but if you haven't seen Justice League War yet, go watch it. That was probably my favorite era of like Justice League animated movies. It is better than I'm giving it credit for. I can't overhype it. It's
yeah.
great.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah. That whole series is of movies
Mhm.
so amazing. But yeah, Rwby versus Justice League. I think the first one was better for Rwby fans. I don't think Rwby fans are going to like really care about the Rwby and Justice League secondary one. It felt very much like an afterthought of, oh, we did it we did it this way. We need to do it the other way, and so they kind of like it just felt very kind of hodgepodge in that sense. But it's all the movies that I've been watching. We can get into movie news. Um, Death Stranding has its director. He did Quiet Place Day One, which I haven't seen any of the Quiet Places. I know I need to.
Same.
Really, I figured you'd be
Yep.
like, what happened? I figured you'd be
They're
all about.
they're on my list, but I think they keep moving streaming services. So like every time I go, "Oh, I'm
Okay,
gonna watch this, I just miss it. So
I I can't make it homework. I need to watch A Quiet Place at some point. But I think like a horror genre director is perfect for Death Stranding. From what I
mhm.
know about the game, you played a little bit of it. I'm sure you think it'll work.
Yeah, it's gonna work. Because it's not really a horror game, but it is.
Hmm.
Like it makes you pucker a lot.
And for once, I will say, by all means, just copy the story from the game into a movie because I I'm never gonna play that game. I hate
I
when games do that, game to movies. But
I don't know how you would make it without copying it.
yeah, okay,
It's a trip.
yeah.
Um,
That's all I need. I don't even want to play the game. Just give me the movie.
yeah,
I feel like Christopher Nolan would have been a really good director for it.
he would be.
Really get that
I,
twisted, cerebral,
I would
interstellarness going.
I would actually argue a lot of the visuals remind me of Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah,
So,
I could totally see that.
yep.
But I'm sure this guy will do just as good. I could see. Yeah, I'm thinking about that now. Christopher Nolan and what's his name? Kojima together would be wild. I don't. Okay, it doesn't need to be a Stranding game. I just need a Christopher Nolan Kojima um collaboration.
So, I can't believe I forgot this. Speaking of Kojima, I have been playing Metal Gear Solid 5. I just bought
Nice.
it up. Because that what I was gonna say was like his style. I don't know how you would make it. Like I don't know how they're gonna translate it because even like that game, it's more less psychedelic, and it's
Uh huh.
still it would be so hard to translate it. So Death Stranding's like 10 times that.
Yeah,
So I don't even
it's
know.
gonna be interesting. Yeah, that would be cool. Um, we also got. Did you watch the Tron Ares trailer?
Um, I did not. I watched like the teaser of the teaser.
Okay. Uh, I don't know enough about Tron to be like this looks so cool. It looks fun. Tron like breaks out into the real world, and that looks like a lot of fun. Um, I just don't know. I need to go back and watch them. Um, Jared Leto is one of those actors that I'm always wanting to give a chance. I don't know why, and every time I'm kind of let down a little bit. But like, I just
Yeah,
have faith in him being able to do it.
he's such a weird actor.
Yeah.
And he's a weird person.
Hmm.
And it's like he doesn't really act, it's just him. And that's
Yeah.
what's off-putting.
But he's like a crazy method actor.
Yeah. So, I do wanna point something out. Grand Theft Auto 5 did this concept, like, a decade ago.
Okay.
They actually added the Tron bikes and the lights with the light streams and everything, and added it to the game.
Oh,
And so, like,
that's cool.
yeah. That's
Huh.
what I thought of on this trailer when they're going down the highway and they're, like, cutting cars in half. Like, yeah,
And
that's
you're just like, Grand Theft Auto.
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, it looks good. It makes me want to watch the old one, if that means anything. The old one, I mean, the, like early 2000s one, not the 80s one. I don't know if I could sit through the 80s one. I'm sorry. Was it
I
80s or 70s?
70s, I think.
I know it was
Tron.
CGI.
No, 82. 82.
82. Yeah, the computer graphics in that are intense.
Yeah, and then Legacy was the other one, and it came out in 2010. Whoa.
Okay, yeah, it's about 15 years ago. What's weird about Tron 2 is it doesn't feel like Tron as well, is that it doesn't feel like a Disney movie. Doesn't it doesn't seem like a Disney property. I feel like it would do really well, like Universal or something. Um,
Yeah, I
just the
agree.
weird cyberpunk effects to it. But like this doesn't that too. This movie, the trailer doesn't feel like a Disney movie, and I'm hopeful for that. Like Disney seems to be
Oh,
kind of breaking out of that mold.
okay. So apparently there was actually a direct sequel to Legacy, and it got canceled.
Okay.
And so I don't know. It actually seems like this is a mix of the original script and then new stuff.
Okay.
So,
And Legacy was a direct sequel to the original, right? I mean, it was like
yep,
a yeah, canonically in the same universe.
yeah.
Cool. We also got a Mission Impossible trailer. I did not see the Mission Impossible trailer. You did. Um, it looks like Mission Impossible from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, there's a crazy stunt on a plane where he's just hanging off. It's like a propeller plane. So he's like hanging off the side of it and it's going through a canyon. Like I don't know if the canyon's real or if it's
I was like,
like
he's probably actually hanging off the plane.
yeah. I was watching the trailer and I'm like that wheel on that plane, the landing gear almost hit the side of the canyon and I'm like I really hope it's not a real canyon cuz he was like an inch away from dying. It's like okay, like, at what point do you just decide, like,
Have you
"Okay,
seen the
it's not worth
clip where
it?"
he breaks his ankle?
Yeah. It's
For those who don't
absolutely
know, Tom Cruise, he jumps off a building. This is real. As an actor, jumps off a building and broke his ankle. And he's like, that's the shot. So he like limps in character, like in screen, uh, out of camera shot so that they could keep that shot for it. And you can watch as his ankle snaps on the wall, and that's what they used. It's
yeah,
wild.
um, people's feet, their toes are not meant to touch their shin.
Yeah.
So that's about as descriptive I'm gonna be of that instance.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I suppose, yeah, he's like, I don't want to redo this in 6 months, so
Yeah.
we're gonna use it. It's, man, I don't know. A whole nother thing. That's one thing I like about Mission Impossible. I haven't watched. I'm probably behind a couple Mission Impossible movies. I think the stunts are cool and crazy. I just don't. I don't. It's a franchise that's gone on for so long that I kind of lose track of them more than anything.
It's 25 years. Or no, no, no. No, no, no. Hang on. Wait, when did the
Maybe
first one come out?
2000,
Mission
90s,
it was it
88.
9 9 wait. So 1996 was the first one with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
So 28 years.
Yeah,
That's insane.
that's wild. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to keep up with them. It's such a long franchise.
Yeah.
And then probably the most exciting news we got this week. I almost wish we didn't get it because it's a whole 5 minutes of the movie. But we got a sneak peek of Superman, James Gunn's Superman. And I think it looks good. A lot of people are hating.
I think
I'm
it looks
here for
great.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Superman.
I think the haters like Henry Cavill so much that they'll hate anything that's not him.
They just refuse. Yeah.
Yeah. And I read the comments on the actual YouTube upload from DC, and I'm not seeing hardly any negative. Like everyone's like, "This is Superman. This is hilarious. This is really good." You know.
Yeah. I like the robots.
Mhm.
The robots are already really funny. I like that the stakes apparently seem pretty high. But it still has that James Gunn like lightheartedness to it. James Gunn
Yeah.
is just so good at Scrubs would do this, like an old TV show where it'll be super funny and then the emotional point will drop and it'll just hit you really hard and it hits you even harder because of the funny moments.
Yep.
James Gunn's really captured that. Guardians 3 was like that. It's so funny and then once it gets emotional, it's just like, oh, we're not laughing anymore, we're crying. Got it.
Yep. So we can talk about it, right? It's released. It's not a spoiler. You know, it's not the full
Yeah.
movie. So we can
Yeah, it's 5
probably
minutes. I mean, it's released.
so it opens with crypto, which I think is a great selling point for this film.
Mhm.
And it's that
Literally being a
scene
dog.
from the first trailer where Superman's hurt and he calls for crypto. Except crypto, like a puppy, decides to pounce on him while he's
He's like dying.
he's like dying, and he's like later on because crypto does drag him to the Fortress of Solitude, which looks great, looks
Mhm.
amazing. It has a giant shield shaped door, that has the Superman symbol on it and everything. It's just straight from the comic books. The robots that basically maintain the Fortress of Solitude, which also are super comic accurate looking,
Mhm.
put him on a X-ray machine, a Kryptonian X-ray machine, and they're like, he has 14 broken bones, bruised kidneys,
All of his
yeah, damage to his lungs, and it's
organs are
like,
failing.
then I'm going, wait, how much of this was cryptoed?
Oh
Like,
yeah, just pouncing on him.
yeah, as he's dying, and he's like, no, stop.
It's so real. I love it.
Like
And then I love their cure is just, oh, let's just,
yeah,
magnify the sun.
yeah. And everyone, oh, that's something people got mad about. They're like, the sun doesn't hurt Superman. It's like, no, the sun's not hurting Superman. All of his bones are
It's all
being
those
reset all at
bones
once.
come back in
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
But yeah, like my 3-year-old dog still jumps on me like that. Like if I like lay down
yeah.
on our floor, he'll just jump off the couch and just body slam me. And so
Yeah, my dog 100% the same thing.
Yeah.
It's so real. It's so good. I'm really excited for the movie. I have a lot of high hopes.
I do too.
I still worry that like superhero fatigue has stepped in, and then it may be a little too late. But I am still hopeful. James Gunn says there's been talks of a DC Marvel crossover.
That would be cool.
Okay, so they were lighthearted talks, and I'm sure nothing will get going unless DC really like accomplishes what they're trying to accomplish here. But I'm like, that would be really neat. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
I love it. And then for TV, we was watching Daredevil. I wish I could just full spoiler breakdown of the last episode. I don't want to give anything away though. I was not as excited about this last episode. I think that they are being wasteful for shock value.
So I know a little bit of what's happening because I ran into some spoilers on accident.
Um,
And funny enough, I think these last few episodes are from the original creators of the show. Like they're
Oh wow. Okay.
so that's interesting to me because I've heard similar like people say the same thing. Like it's not the great. So
Yeah. I've been so pumped up until this point, and then I think it was just a specific decision they made. Then I was like, oh, like I really wanted y'all to lean into that, and I think now, um, I think the universe itself, and it's not really Daredevil, as a show's fault. The MCU is moving so quickly
mhm.
that they don't get to really like hang on to these characters. I'm back to the day where Loki, is over 10 years of build up now, and we've seen Loki's villainy stories just like take years and years, and we got to see Iron Man throughout his years of story arc, where now in shows they're just kind of like, all right, here's this thing to make you feel like good that we showed you to you, and now it's over. We're like, yeah, we're gonna do this real
Yeah.
quick and show you, and then that's over. We got to move on. We got to keep going. We got multiverse stuff to get to. Can't
Yep.
can't hang on to these characters too long.
Did you see that they are currently filming the second season?
Yeah, yeah.
There's been set
That
leaks
was
already. Like that did not take long.
I think from what I'm gathering, so the first season was supposed to be like 18 episodes. And instead, it's 9 episodes for season one and 9 episodes for season two.
That makes sense.
So I think they had it kind of written already, and that's why it was so easy to pick up. And they just had to start filming it as soon as they got like the green light for it.
Yeah.
But I think they had the story already built for it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen set photos already of
Oh
it being
yeah.
filmed, and that's crazy.
Yeah. It would go super into spoilers if I said what they were, but
Yeah. But really cool. I'm still hopeful. There's 2 more episodes. I'm excited to watch them. I think they're moving too quickly on things that could have been
oh
really
no, I'm
leaned into.
wrong. So there is 2 more episodes. No. So these last 2 episodes are from the original team. So the last, maybe I
Oh,
think it's the
okay.
last couple episodes that just aired were from the first team that started that they fired to bring on the original
Oh,
guys.
okay.
So
Okay,
there's hope.
that makes sense.
There's hope.
Come on, Disney.
But, yeah.
Cool. We'll go into the TV news then. John Wick is getting an anime
Mhm.
voiced by Keanu Reeves. You know a
Yeah.
little bit more about it than I do.
They announced it on April 1st. Everyone thought they were joking. They were not.
That's funny.
But yeah, so basically they are doing a prequel series, anime series, about the impossible task he had to complete to retire the first time. And so it's
Okay.
going to be basically him going through, and I think I think the lore is he had to kill all of his competition in one night, and he did it. So they're like, well, let's show it because
Oh,
more
cool.
Keanu. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'd be great. I'm totally down for more John Wick. I loved the last movie. I loved the aesthetics of the last movie. In an anime, I don't know who's making it, but under the right creators could be really good.
I know Keanu is getting old, and I don't really care. I would still watch John Wick if he had a cane or a walker or a geriatric. Like I don't
He'd
care. I would
use it to
still watch
fight.
it. Yeah,
It'd
I'd
be,
be like,
be so good. It's gonna make a really interesting Constantine when they make that movie, Constantine 2.
yep.
I'm still so confused that's happening.
I know.
And then I'm excited for this. I don't even know if I'll actually watch it. I just think it's cool. Phineas and Ferb is returning for their 5th season. This is not a reboot. It is a direct continuation. They're gonna act like nothing's changed. Phineas and Ferb season 5 after 10 years of being on a hiatus. And I love that show. I don't know what else to say. It was like that and Fairly Odd Parents for me were like the shows.
When did Phineas and Ferb start? I remember when it started, but man, it just felt like I was so much
I don't know.
older when it started, but I don't think I was. 2007.
I was saying 2010, so 2007. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. What are we
My
doing today?
Oh no. Well, this says it aired in 2008.
Or What You Doing? That's what it was. What You Doing?
So I don't know. Weird. Yeah, that just makes me feel old.
I know that they're gonna have like first episode in, they're gonna say something to the effect of like, "Man, it feels like we've been at this for 10 years. They'll be building something."
This is older than my brother, which is what's weird to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild. They're gonna have a brand new season. Perry the Platypus, or just a platypus, depending on if there's a hat involved.
Yeah. A platypus? Perry the Platypus.
Are you geeking out about anything else this week?
I'm not.
No. I am not either. I'm going to be in a cabin next week. Very excited about it. But yeah, so I won't be here next week. But I think we're still recording, possibly. We're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. But where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok under @DifferentLensMedia.
You can find me on Instagram at Cody Armor. Keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.